So now we're gonna make another solid texture meal. We're gonna actually do a roast chicken, which a lot of people love to eat and they're terrified to make because they're afraid of undercooking the chicken and getting salmonella and everybody's sick and that, you know, chicken is gross and whatever. But it's actually really quite easy. So one thing you want to do ahead of time is preset the oven for 450 degrees because a lot of ovens will take a little while to get up to that temperature. So Vivi and I have done that. And you need a little chicken, so 3.5 to 4 pounds for this to really work well in the time that we're going to do it. Most of those chickens are going to say all natural or maybe antibiotic free. Those are going to be the ones that are in that size range. If it's too big, it's not going to cook right at that temperature. And I rinsed it off, and you just want to then take some towels or napkins and pat dry the whole thing inside and out, because if there's too much water left over, it steams a little bit, and that keeps the skin from being really crispy, which actually helps to hold in a lot of the moisture if you have crispy skin. So we're going to dry it off top and bottom. And then we're going to very liberally salt and pepper the chicken, which this might be a little scary for some people, the amount of salt and pepper that you use, because you want to really be able to see it on the skin, but you're not going to eat the skin afterwards because that probably won't be tolerated that well. So that's just going to help with the flavor of the chicken. So we have some sea salt and black pepper, and we're going to put it all over the top. And then throw some inside the cavity, and then whatever sort of gets on the plate you can brush on the bottom there. Okay, so we have plenty of salt and pepper on there. And then actually, we're going to cross its legs. So you have these flaps of skin in the front, right? And I usually just check out which one is a little bit bigger. And I think it looks like this one. So you're going to take a paring knife and very carefully just make a slit right through the skin. Don't cut all the way through, right? You just want to make a hole. Take the leg on the side with the hole and pull it across, and then pull the other one over the top, and we're going to stick it through the hole. Oh, now I can't find my hole.
A little pocket.
Yeah, it's a little pocket, but now I've lost it. Come here, where'd you go? Oh, there you are, way down there. Okay. So I got my little hole. Let's recross the legs. Stick the leg right through the flap of skin, and that will hold it together, and that helps the cooking. It'll help it cook evenly. Sorry. To cook the chicken, you need a roasting pan, right? Or you can use a Pyrex dish or something like that. And it's easiest if you have a little rack that fits in there so that the chicken sits on the rack up out of all the juice that's going to fit in the bottom. But if you don't have a rack, all you have to do is take some tin foil and roll it up into little rolls, like little dowels, and just stick it in the bottom. So we took a roasting pan and we made 3 little dowels out of tin foil and put them in the bottom. And then we can just put our chicken right on the top there, and it will rest comfortably. And as the fat comes out of the chicken while it's cooking, it won't be sitting in there.
And I love that this, I'm going to call it pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. That is really going to keep them moist and...
Yeah. And because we put salt and pepper on the inside and on the outside, you sort of get the flavor coming from both directions for it. So then, you're going to put the chicken in that oven that's already 450 degrees, and you're going to set the timer for 55 minutes. Put it in there, don't open the door, don't do anything, just leave it there, and when the timer goes off, then it'll be ready. The more you open the door, you introduce air, and that creates steam in there, and then that's steaming when we don't want that to happen. So you just put it in there, set the timer, and forget about it.
Wonderful. May I?
Yes, please. Okay, so our chicken is all done. We're going to remove it from the oven. Just be careful because it's hot, right? 450 degrees is a lot of temperature. So we're pulling it out here. You can see it has a nice crispy skin. It's bubbled up a little bit, and all your juice is down at the bottom, and your chicken's not sitting in it. Okay, so now we're going to carve the chicken. So we're just going to remove it from the pan and put it on a cutting board so that it's a little bit easier to access. And actually, just grab me a towel so I can move the pan out of the way. Thanks. Move this out of the way so you can see better. Oh, there we go. Okay, so The easiest way to carve a chicken actually is to remember where the backbone of the chicken is. You're just gonna go straight down the middle there. I like taking the leg off first. So where the skin separates right here, you just cut straight down, okay? And it should pull away very easily from the breast of the bird. Then there is actually a little bone back here that you need to come inside. I forget which bone that actually is, but that's fine. And then, if I can see, the joint just separates and the leg comes off whole like that. We're going to remove the skin, right, because underneath the bird it did not, crisp up and it's a little fatty and hard to digest. So we just pull that off. And as you can see, it's very moist, right? You see all the juice running out of it there. Probably the thigh of the chicken is about your 3 ounces. So we're going to separate that from the drumstick and put that on a plate for you there. If you prefer breast meat, you're just going to go to the center of the chicken again, where that breastbone is. You just sort of separate one side from the other, and pulling away from the skeleton, the breast will separate right off very easily. You don't need a lot, so I'm just going to pull the skin back so that you can see what you got here, and cut you off a little piece.
It looks incredibly moist.
Yeah, I'm so glad we put the towel underneath this cutting board because juice is running all over. So there is a portion of breast meat.
Which is really what we want, this beautiful golden color on the outside and moist in the meat and the perfect portion. Another phenomenal recipe. And I know, I wish they could just smell the aroma because it's only salt and pepper and phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
The famous Thomas Keller, if you guys have ever heard of him, says that you should always serve a roast chicken with a dollop of stone ground mustard and a wedge of lemon.
Ooh.
So that you could dip it in a little mustard if you like, and you sprinkle the lemon on top, and it makes it really bright. So if you have mustard at home and you have some lemon, I would for sure give that a try. We'll put a little mustard on one of these plates so you can see. Whoop. Sort of like a little dollop like that. And you can dip if you like. Add some great flavor.
And I do prefer the breast.
Okay.
So I'm going to
And
go
you got your
with-
mustard too, so you're all
Yes,
set.
love mustard. Wow. Look at, perfect.
It's really hot. I can see the steam, so be careful.
Hi. This is only salt and pepper. It's the perfect cooking. It's the combination of the right time, with not opening, thank you, not opening that oven door.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Thank you. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
Thanks.